Hi, my name is Kenny Gerbrick, and I have gathered you fine people today to talk about someone that has had somewhat of a significant impact on my life. He is a man that took the powder that was my boyhood out of the box, mixed it with the water of strength and creativity, and molded it into the firm, tasty piece of jello that you see today. The man that I'm talking about is Artie, the strongest man in the world. Now, on the surface, Artie is nothing more than an oddly fashioned character from the television series The Adventures of Pete and Pete, which aired on Nickelodeon in the 90s. But to me, this lovable man means so much more. To start with, however, I'd like to say something about how the entire show itself influenced my character. The Adventures of Pete and Pete was one of my first tastes of intelligent humor. Actually, Nickelodeon, the network it aired on, was host of several obscurely clever and funny television shows during the 90s. And in my opinion, it was a great channel for parents to let their children watch if they wanted them to develop one weird view of the world. And not a bad kind of weird, like a naked old man sitting on top of a dollhouse, but a good kind of weird, one that sparks the fires of creativity and individualism. I feel shows such as Pete and Pete gave me this strange outlook that I speak of. And now, getting back to that particular show, with Artie, the strongest man in the world, in the center spotlight, I'd like to give a brief background of the fellow. Artie was a mysterious man, but some facts were made known of him during the course of the show. He was referred to as a genetic mutant, but this was never explained in detail. It was, however, determined scientifically that he was not an alien by a girl named Ellen on the show. Artie was a personal superhero of the younger Pete Hickle, although he did lend his his powers to the aid of other children. Artie's main power was his uncanny physical strength. It was documented that he actually used his brute strength to move the entire Hickle house 1 inch off of its foundation. Artie derived his power from the red and blue underwear that composed his costume, which were a 40-60 blend of titanium and cotton. And now let's get a little deep with those facts that I just listed. Now, at my current age, I see some of those things as ambiguous metaphors to how the real world works. Artie had to wear a costume in order for him to harness the reputation that he had built. And this is one of the things that I've realized many people have to do to function in society today. In order to go about their daily grind, people have to put on a costume, whether it be a uniform and a smile at a restaurant, a suit and a straightforward disposition in an office setting, or just trying to keep a serious expression while working quality control at a G-string factory. In all those situations, a costume is required to mask any real inadequacies. And speaking of Artie's costume, at first glance, it could be perceived as somewhat peculiar that a middle-aged man clad in skin-tight long underwear would choose to spend the majority of his time hanging out with young children. But this just introduces another one of the world's sad realities, that good intentions often go misunderstood in the light of what's socially acceptable or politically correct. Artie just wanted to help his friends out, and that also brings me to another outlook on life that Artie, the strongest man in the world, has provided for me. That being that him hanging out with children all the time represents the preservation of youth, and how it can still mean success as a person in the adult world. Even though he hadn't seemed to mature beyond the point of being able to hang out with anyone above the age of 12, Artie still managed to hold his rank as one of the manliest of men. Some more facts of Artie. His favorite smell was the air that comes out of tires when they are being deflated, and he had a passion for funk music. It was said that the song Love Roller Coaster attracted Artie like a giant funk magnet. I feel that this taught me to appreciate little things in life, and that you can find things you're passionate about in the tiniest of crevices. Artie was not invincible. The sound that was produced by whammy bars on a guitar would bring Artie to his knees like deadly kryptonite. Also, there was an evil bowling ball that continuously traveled the globe, destroying everything in its path that no one could stop, not even the strongest man in the world, Artie. This has taught me that everyone has weaknesses, and it's just something that has to be accepted. You don't have to win every battle in the world just to make an impact on people's lives. All you gotta do is get in your underwear and be the best you can be. So that completes my speech on Artie, the strongest man in the world. I hope it was informative and insightful. Thank you.
Well,